You clicked on this video, so I'm going to assume that you're either on your way to Fort Lauderdale or you're already here looking for things to do. And there are so many things to do, and we only have 48 hours. So let's jump right into it. Now, I know some of you just want to show up and bury yourself in the sand for the entire trip, but in this video, I'm going to give you a complete 48-hour itinerary with a bunch of variety. Great food, activities, and a mix of relaxation and adventure. And what's really cool is I've included blocks of time in this itinerary that I'm gonna call flex periods, where you can choose what activity is best for you based on you and your group and what you came to Florida for. This 48-hour itinerary starts on Friday afternoon when you arrive to Fort Lauderdale and drop off your bags at either the hotel or the Airbnb you're staying in. Whether you're staying beachfront in a boutique hotel downtown or a cozy Airbnb in one of the many beautiful neighborhoods here in town, go ahead and get settled in before you head out for dinner. Oh, and don't worry about getting too dressed up for dinner tonight. You've been traveling all day. We'll save that for tomorrow. Tonight's dinner should be quick and easy, especially after a long day of traveling. Mr. 01 is a fantastic choice if you're in the mood for some pizza. La Spada's has some of the best hoagies in town. And if you do want to go ahead and sit down at a little bit of a nicer spot, but still casual, Doc B's, Boathouse, and Yacht Bar and Kitchen are all great options. The goal here is something delicious that doesn't take up too much of your time. After dinner, you have three options. Option one is to just go back to where you're staying so you can get plenty of rest for tomorrow. But if you're anything like me and you want to squeeze the juice out of this trip and do as much as you possibly can while you're here, option two is to go grab a drink, and option three is to go grab dessert. For the drink options, I'd recommend the Wilder or Roxanne's, and if dessert is more your vibe, the All-American 2-Berry Pie ice cream at Kilwin's is literally the best ice cream I've ever had. And as soon as I'm done with that, I'm walking right across the street and getting a donut at Hollywood Donut Factory. Anyway, now it's time to head back and get some rest because tomorrow is a full day. All right, it's day 2 of your trip in Fort Lauderdale. I hope you got some good sleep because I have a full day planned for you. It's the only full day on the trip, so we gotta make the most of it. Let's kick it off with some caffeine. Depending on where you're staying and the vibe you want, I have a few great coffee shops for you to check out. If you're in the downtown area, Wells Coffee, either of the locations, is my #1 pick, but Crema right off of Las Olas Boulevard is also really good. If you're near the beach, Archibald's or Nanu Bakery is where I would go. Next up is the beach, because honestly, what is a trip to Fort Lauderdale if you're not getting some time in the sand? After you've had some caffeine, the next thing we're gonna go and do is go to the beach, because what is a trip to Fort Lauderdale without spending some time in the sand? You can head straight to Fort Lauderdale Beach for a classic experience, or if you want a quieter spot, check out Lauderdale by the Sea. Whether you're tanning, swimming, or simply just walking along the beach, this is your time to relax, not think about anything else, and just enjoy the South Florida sun for a few hours. Now it's time to eat some lunch. I'm gonna give you a few waterfront suggestions. Coconuts is the first one. It's one of the most popular spots in the city, and I feel like this goes without saying, but get their coconut shrimp platter. You will not be disappointed. A couple of other options are Shooters, 15th Street Fisheries, and Boatyard, not to be mistaken with Boathouse that I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video. Look up the menu at all of these places and figure out which one you like the best. After lunch is that flex period that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. Choose an activity that is best for you, your group, and what you guys came to Fort Lauderdale to do. Here are some ideas to get you started in the right direction. If you want to stay active, consider a paddleboard tour through the canals with Sunrise Paddleboards, which is right off of Federal Highway, or a game of pickleball at Holiday Park. If you'd rather take it easy, you can explore Las Olas Boulevard for some shopping or visit the Bonnet House Museum and Gardens for a touch of history and nature, or you could take a boat tour like the Jungle Queen. If you're with a group of young adults, go find a bar or a day club to hang out at, and if you're considering making Fort Lauderdale your home, use this time to go check out some neighborhoods or even schedule out some home tours. A quick note, since we are talking about real estate, I am an agent here in Fort Lauderdale, so if you want any personalized help with anything I'm talking about in this video, including scheduling a home tour, all of my contact details can be found in the description of this video. Let's get back to the itinerary. For dinner tonight, I'm gonna pick a more upscale option because you've been exploring Fort Lauderdale all day and you've had a little bit more time to get ready. Chima Brazilian Steakhouse offers an all-you-can-eat experience with top-tier cuts of meat, while Yolo and Louis Bassi give you a bit more of a lively atmosphere. If you're in the mood for Mexican food, El Camino serves up incredible tacos and margaritas. To elevate this night even further, consider grabbing a glass of wine at Vino's before or after dinner. Your final stop for the night really just depends on your style. If you're looking to go out, places like Rooftop at 1 West Las Olas, Escape Rooftop Bar, or Howl at the Moon offer a fun nightlife scene. If you prefer entertainment, check out a show at the Broward Center for the Performing Arts. And if you just want to head back and get some rest, no shame in that either. We're not done yet. Tomorrow is still a part of the adventure. All right, now it's day 3. We're wrapping up the trip. It's likely that you stayed up a little bit later last night going out and things. So I'm gonna start off with brunch today before we check out of our hotel or Airbnb. The Foxy Brown is a local favorite known for its over-the-top brunch dishes. Shooter's Waterfront and Yacht Bar and Kitchen that I mentioned earlier in the video also serve up an amazing brunch, and those two options come with a good view. From here you have one more flex period before you head out of town, but I'm not gonna bore you with going over the same idea list. Just make sure you're going out there and doing something that you would be mad at yourself for if you left Fort Lauderdale without doing. All right, at this point you have your bags with you. You've already checked out of wherever you were staying and you're likely headed to the airport, so just grab a quick bite to eat on your way. This itinerary gives you everything that you need to have an unforgettable weekend here in Fort Lauderdale. Anything from, food, just relaxing, trying to find a home, whatever it was that you came here for. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you need help with anything as far as Fort Lauderdale goes, all of my contact details can be found in the description of this video. I'll see you in the next one.